Hey y'all, my name
Hey.
is Tawang Muli, and this is Free Me, Free Will special episode.
Do, 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 do.
Pom, 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 pom.
And that's from period.
Yes. So we're opening this space because we want to discuss mainly millennials.
Yes, what
You know?
we go through because
Yes.
we fit under that era.
Yes.
We go through a lot of stuff, so
Yes.
there's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah. And we're trying to ease everyone's, mind at
Yeah.
this point. Like I think we're going through a lot, man.
And also, I think we're doing this because we want to show people that they're not alone.
Yes,
Like, we are
100%.
all going through the same thing.
Yes.
Like, and I think the problem is that we don't talk about these things.
100%.
And then you are out there thinking, you see people are posting on social media.
Like there's progress.
You know, people
And
are
they're
doing
trying
this.
that. They're trying to, let's be honest, those things
Social media.
they will get to you, bro.
They do.
No matter how strong you
They
think
do.
you are.
They definitely do. That's why I think it's very important to kind of like take a break.
Yes.
Just for your mental health, because as a person, as people, you sometimes do have that thing of vinyana where obviously you had planned your life a certain way and now your life
And
is
doesn't
not,
come out,
it's not where
yes.
you wanted to be
Yes.
at
And it
this
looks like
age.
maybe you're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
Or you're delaying at some
That's
point.
when you slow, Nkosi yami,
Yes,
and maybe you guys
yes.
are in a race and when you are the tortoise and everyone
Yeah.
else is like
Yeah.
cheatering.
Or also they feel like you feel like they're much more blessed than you are.
Definitely.
Yes.
And I think we need to understand that social media is a game. We are playing there by social media. Even the people that are posting these nice things, when you sit with them and have a proper discussion,
Yes.
they will tell you it's not easy.
Yes.
We all go
And you
through.
can't believe everything that happens on social media.
Exactly. We all go through. Well, I don't think we can't believe. I think a lot of people like this thing with, okay, if for instance I post ngihambile nge Cape Town
Okay.
vacation. I planned for
Yes.
it,
Saved up money.
money for it. And then
yes.
when people see it like, yo, sinune money.
Yeah.
It was just that.
Also, because on social media, I'm not going to post my hard times. I'm not
Thank
going
you.
to post my struggles most
Ukuthi
of the time.
ngiyagoa-ke
I'm putting the
manje.
most perfect
Ukuthi
selfie.
my
Yes.
fridge is empty
Yeah,
and there's
no,
literally a bottle of
no.
water and
I don't have
apple.
rent money.
You
I'm not
understand?
going to post
No
those
one
things.
does that.
You want all your beautiful moments stacked together.
Aesthetics.
Yes.
It's for the aesthetics.
Yes.
So I think the
Yes.
reason we're here is to have an open conversation as to we are all going
100%.
through a lot.
Yes.
And it's okay to feel that maybe when now you feel like you're stagnant and
Yeah.
everyone else besides you see your friends, hey, ba reka dikoloi here and there when you're like, "Nkosi yami, I'm still journey
Yes,
walking here in the streets,
yes,
but
yes.
it's okay."
Yes. That's my struggle now. But you know what? Because I don't want us to deviate.
Okay, okay.
So the first thing has to be about millennials, but I want us to focus on how are you feeling right now? And this has to speak about like maybe your emotions, your mentality, your finances as well.
Yes,
And the
okay.
opportunities that are around you. How are you
Okay.
feeling? How are you maneuvering
All right.
around that?
So I am a freelance scriptwriter. I am in the entertainment industry and it's not easy. As a freelancer, you're always looking for the next gig.
Yeah,
And
bro.
not even you're always looking for the next gig. Right now, in the current gig I am in,
You must think
I'm
forward.
looking already
Yeah.
another one.
Yes.
Because this one is not enough.
Yes.
It's, and also
Yes.
as a scriptwriter, you get paid per script. So if I don't get allocated, ngizoyithatha phi imali ye-rent,
Imali.
And also like family as well. There's expectations where you are a certain age, you should
Oh
be
my God.
somewhere, at least, man, there should be a
Oh,
direction. So
tell me about it.
mentally, I think I'm in a good space. Obviously, there are pressures here and there.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel like I'm in a great space. I'm pushing.
Yes.
I am striving to get to the place that I want to be. So I'm good, man. Yes, the challenges are there, but that's life.
Yeah.
That is a life. Mara wena ngisekhuluma mina kakhulu ngoba sisonke kulento.
Yes,
Wena
yes,
ithini indaba
yes.
yakho?
You know what? I'm in a very weird space.
Okay.
Ultra. I'm in a very weird space. Firstly, I don't want to focus on the negative. I'm a very hyper
Yes,
person.
yes.
I'm
yes.
very hyper. But also, right now, as I'm growing up, like I'm outgrowing a lot of people.
Yo.
I'm outgrowing a lot of habits.
that
You know what I
one.
mean? And then now I spend a lot of time with myself. So I had to start by enjoying my own company.
That is a
And then
scheme.
I'm used to having a lot of people
A lot of
around.
people
You
are-
know this.
I know you.
You know
From
this.
varsity days.
Every single Zala. Every single day. Yes. But now, because now I'm trying to get into this, I have to start building. And this is a mentality that only came now, like later on in this life, because I'm
Yeah.
thinking, shit, this whole time I'm supposed to be building for myself. Because you're not coming from a rich family,
Dude,
girl.
where?
You don't have a trust fund.
I don't have a generational wealth.
No.
I need to create that.
I cannot be calling mommy, daddy.
Every
I
day.
need, do you know what I
You
mean?
know?
Yes, because right now your family is expecting you
You
to be part of the
pour
contributors.
back. Exactly. You know,
Like
pay,
Christmas.
pay it forward.
Yeah, ke Christmas. Re tlo reka nama. Wena o tlo ntsha bokae?
Guys,
And I was thinking, that can't be my life. Why are you asking me for money?
how did we arrive here? Speaking in
So
love.
that's where I'm at. And then I was like, for me to fix that mindset
Yeah.
and be focused on it, I need to like cancel a lot of things on my life.
Okay, yeah.
And then when I look at my peers and my friends as well, they're going through the same thing.
Same thing.
Like it wasn't hard for me to cut off some people because
Yeah.
even them right now, they're focusing on, dudes, we need to
Their
wake up.
lives. And
Yes.
it's okay.
And then there's emotions.
Yeah.
I can't be the only one who's this
It's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
You
1 minute
sometimes
you're
high,
positive.
sometimes you low.
Yes. And then the next minute you wake up, like like I'm going through all of that. And it happens in a week.
It does. In a week, you go through all the emotions.
So many of them.
All of them. Mental
So
health
many
has.
of them.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
And I
man.
like the fact that now we're able to actually talk about these things because I feel like maybe for our parents, they were not able. Because you can see they also went through the pressure. But they had that thing, which if I don't make it, I get
Then
stuck. I go pay
Nilima worry, yeah. Like they had to
They
fight.
had to fight
They
the
had to
war.
fight.
Runa, we at least have that leeway and that ability to say, "Ngiyagoa tabang," and that's okay. I'm not feeling well. I'm depressed. I'm going through these emotions.
And it's
I
okay.
like the fact that the society, social media has made it okay.
Yeah.
But I also am weary about it. In a
And
sense,
how much
we're so in tune with
Yes,
our
with it,
emotions.
yes.
And I think
Yes.
sometimes we lead with the emotion. Ngelinye ixesha, yes, we are going, Mara, you need to wake up and go to work.
Yes.
And that's the end of it.
Yes.
You know, I saw a video of this man who was playing ball with his son. And the son, like it's like cricket. So he throws the ball and the ball hits the boy. He's a little boy. And then
Okay.
the boy cries. And then the man is like, why are you crying? Why are you crying?
Imagine.
Pick up your
Like
bed.
limits.
Pick up your bed. Pick up your hat. And let's go
continue.
again. I'm like, that on its own was a life
And that
lesson.
ilengwana kankara. Yawena.
Mama, that was me. I was already going like,
Yes.
no, baby, come, let me
Yes.
see your wound. And I think that's the
Yes.
problem with today. What you are nursing that wound
Too
too
in
much.
tune with your
And you know,
emotions.
after he told him
Wow.
to take his bet and he hit the ball again, he hit the ball so far.
Because now you are working with
You are a
determination.
warrior now. You must go. So I
Yes,
think we need a
yes,
balance. It's good to be
yes.
emotional, feel what you're feeling.
But don't sink into
Don't
it.
dwell there.
Yes.
Just sometimes I need to go and
Yes.
work.
Because life has its own seasons, man. I think maybe if you're depressed, be depressed for that time. But remember that you still need to get up.
Get yourself up.
continue,
No
'cause life
one
is going on.
No one is gonna call you and
Yeah.
say, "Oh, Tommy, you need to wake
Yeah.
yourself up and say,
Yes.
that's it. Look yourself in the mirror. You got this.
That's and go.
Let's go."
You must treat this. I like this example where you must treat it like gym. You know, when you go to gym, you are fighting for muscles.
Yes.
And for you to get them, you're going through a lot of pain.
Yes.
And now you need to get used to the pain because you know the end goal. So now, even in your life, you are going to face those challenges.
Definitely.
You are going to face those trials.
Yeah.
But because we know the end goal,
The end goal is to get the muscles.
thank you.
And it's not
So
gonna
we
be
must
easy.
fight. It's not gonna be
And
easy.
kuzoba nzima. So I think Tina, we more lenient towards we want everything to, not that we want everything to happen softly.
Yes.
But I feel like with all of these things, the emotions, we're in tune with our emotions, we kind of discredit the hardships of it all. But we are going to go through the hard stuff.
Yes.
And it's okay. It's okay to feel the way you're feeling, but don't stay there.
Because not even God lied to you and said you're going to have a soft
Soft life
Yeah.
where? In which Bible?
Yeah.
Which one are
He
you
said,
reading?
I will struggle with you.
Ngoba konke, wonke umuntu
Yes.
uyagowa lapha in that Bible. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they bayaphumelela. So that's the goal now.
I think that's an example. I like what you're saying now because I think I had this conversation with my grandmother once.
Mm-hmm.
And then she spoke about how, like, Rona, these millennials, man, see emotional kakhulu.
Yeah.
We are not ready for the fights.
Sintenge
Yes, and that topic was coming from the rape, the kidnapping, the crime that's going on, and the fact that women are still fighting to be equal. Uti, if you were to look at women back, Winnie Mandela, do you see the kind of,
Yay.
you know,
Warriors,
they had that spirit.
that
I am strong and I'm going to fight. And it's going to be painful, but I have to endure, right?
Yeah.
But then there's us. When we are too in tune to our feelings,
Yay.
to the point to go to, you're not going to fight this rape for as long as you still entertain your depression or your anxiety.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to get past your struggles.
Your
it's
feelings.
Always
It's me, you know?
We are selfish individuals.
We are.
But also, man, show me, I just feel like there's something that's going on, man, in the atmosphere.
There is. I won't
something
lie.
Totally different.
I won't lie. The way our parents grew up to the way that we are now, there is a difference. So that's why I'm saying I'm lenient to us feeling the way we're feeling because we are dealing with a lot. We are exposed to a lot. And that on its own is bad.
Yes.
At least our parents, they didn't have phones. They didn't have the social media. They were not exposed to a lot.
Like you are going in your own corner, in your own little cocoon.
You know?
You don't get to see what's happening in the other world.
All this and that on its own is depressing. Like in the entertainment, the deaths that are happening, you kind of understand what as an artist, it's hard. And when you see these people, you know, taking their lives, it's depressing on you as well.
It's wearing very hard.
It is
it's
worrisome.
Like, okay, so I'm not the only one not to go.
You know, it's worrisome.
But wine is bulala. That means I'm going to get there.
I'm going to get to that.
Yes.
But I think that's why we have these type of conversations.
Yes.
You know, to talk about what we're going through, that we are not alone. And it's okay to...
And the struggle continues. You must fight.
Definitely.
You have to get yourself out of that position.
And also to understand and not to be so hard on yourself.
Yes.
It's good to pick yourself up and say, I have that drive. But don't be too hard on yourself in a sense of good, mina why kunjena, you know, why izinto zingahlangani, why nje ipace yami ikancane slow.
Like idithakatsaka man.
You know, batsamaya
Bahamba
bona.
ngemoto. Nawo lama Mercedes. And then what about
Laphi installment umuntu imkhameka ngapha.
Alawazi. That's another thing because you start envying these people. But when you start seeing her actually, it's not nice. Their problems are bigger than yours.
Installment.
Yes.
To me.
Yes.
Living in those Santon apartments. Uyayazi rent yalapha.
True. With the money that we're making right now. And I'm speaking about all types of jobs, all industries.
Industry, definitely.
And I want to say before we pack up this one, these problems that we're talking about, you know how I feel like this generation, this generation of millennials are, you know, like are facing it the hardest.
They are.
Because the country or the world at large is happening in a very weird way.
Yes, that's why I was saying it was different for our parents. They might have gone through the same struggles, but the era is different.
Yes.
Society is different. And society is not as forgiving.
No.
We have cancel cultures. We have a lot of things that we are dealing with. Hence, even the unemployment rate, even the economy, it's not conducive.
So you're not just fighting your own dreams.
You're not.
You're not fighting to get these opportunities, but also there's only so much of them.
There is.
And then there's so many of us.
There is.
They told us you must go study. We went to study. Now there's no opportunities to practice these expertise
that we have.
That we have acknowledged ourselves
these
with.
Qualifications that we pride ourselves to having. Where are the jobs? South Africa has the highest rate of unemployment.
Dude,
and
almost 50%.
It's not just
50.
in the entertainment industry. Everywhere. There was a time where I think doctors were out of jobs. I'm like, in which world where we need doctors?
A doctor.
They were out of jobs. Nurses, teachers. I think there's a province that's now decided that they're no longer hiring any new teachers because they are already
There's
a
so
lot
many
of
of them.
teachers
Yes.
who are qualified.
Yeah.
You know, they're even thinking about stopping certain qualifications in universities because they see
There's just too
there's no
much.
space.
There's too many of
There's a lot
them.
of people who are going
Yeah.
to study these things, but there's no industry to absorb them all.
Yes.
So what are we
Yes.
gonna do? Yeah.
But also that changing, man. And I hope whoever's listening right now will understand. We are moving differently. Everything is so technology.
Yeah,
now. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So there's certain careers that we need to go off with.
Definitely.
There's certain subjects that we are studying in school that we need to go off with.
Yes.
They're not going to help us from now moving forward.
Yes,
This is
yes.
an evolution.
It is an evolution.
Yeah.
It's I think another industrial type of era.
Yes.
It's a revolution, and I think
Yes.
we need to adapt.
we need to.
I think that's the problem with us.
but that's where we are. We are that age group
Yes.
that has to start adapting.
Adapting.
Because if you don't take your career or whatever and make it digital, you find it very hard to
Very
find
hard.
a normal job.
Very hard. That's why, because we're in the entertainment industry, and we've realized that in order, there's other avenues of making money. That's why people are doing social media. They're
Yes.
going to different. They're like, okay, now the auditions are not coming.
Yes.
How can I utilize
This
all
talent.
these new
These-
things
yes,
that are
this
in
gifts that
you
I
know?
have. Yes.
That's why people are going into YouTube, vlogging.
Yes,
That's why people are
yes.
going into TikTok. That's why and then when you see this person on an acting show, I know this because a lot of people are complaining, why are you casting as social media influencers? And I'm like, that person is a graduate, but they understood
This is the lane I have to
this is
start.
the lane I have to go through. Adapting, evolving as a person. I think I remember there was an interview that Zenande did.
Okay.
Fenya, and she's an actor, and she was like, she goes to auditions, and as she's going to the audition, they ask her how many followers you have. Like literally, you go to audition, and she's like, dude, give me the
What has
opportunity.
that got to do with my talent?
I hear that, but I'm 50-50 because I am a qualified thespian. But we have to evolve.
Yes.
You can no longer be that artist that stays in their
Yes.
corner when
Yes.
artsy. Those artists,
Lion.
lion. You have to see, okay, they want following. Okay, how can I
utilize?
use,
How can I make sure I get that following as well? Because everything is becoming technology.
It's digital. Chum.
Digital.
Digitally. Yonke
And
into.
we are even running away from this fiction. People want
Reality.
real
Yes.
stuff,
True.
relatable
True.
things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we can do with stories. But at the same time, I want to know behind Uzenande.
Yes, behind the actor.
Yes, because
Behind
now I
the
want to fall
actor.
in love with you for me to follow
Your
work.
real life.
Yes, because TV is not a thing anymore.
It's not.
I mean, it hurts.
It does. It
It
does.
hurts a lot.
Because
but it's not becoming a huge
It's not.
thing.
Even us as artists, we get bored with watching these stories that we create. So we understand we need to be able to, let's evolve. I think this reminds me of I don't remember the company, but it was a camera company.
Okay.
It dealt with back in the days we didn't have these phones that we have. Ama iPhones, lawa
Yes,
nama
yes,
camera,
yonke into.
proper quality. I just forgot the name of that company, but it died down because it didn't want to evolve. It saw the new age. Okay, we're getting phones that have cameras. How can we utilize that
This.
and add it to our brand?
Yes.
Because now
Make it make money for
people
us.
are, how do we
Yes.
integrate it to us
Yes.
so that we
Yes.
evolve and not die down and not be part of another era?
Yeah,
You
bro.
must always constantly evolve as a person.
All the time.
All the time,
Charlie.
because we are growing old. You like things, you don't like things. You as a
Like,
person.
I don't think you are this Novuyo that you are now. You were even
I
2 years ago.
in my
There's
high
some
school
sort of
days,
growth.
I've changed.
Yes,
I've
a lot
evolved.
of things that you like now that you disliked at that time.
Exactly. So that's
Yeah,
life. You
Yeah.
evolve.
we must.
So I think even in
That's
the artists,
tricky.
we need to evolve. Our tati camera shooting content, our not choice to me.
Look at cinemas. Cinemas are non-operated.
After
now.
COVID, what happened? They didn't make money. They closed down a hell lot of cinemas.
We lost one here.
Yeah.
In Newtown.
Mm,
And it's
child.
like, dude, and phela hona le batho ba berekang ko teng, ba rekisa popcorn. Even those
Jaws.
people, their jobs are gone.
Gone.
Sure, that
So,
hurts so much.
So
That
like
hurts so
social
much.
media, now I'm like, I support, let's do It's hard because
Yes.
I've tried it. Content creation is not easy. That's why I respect who's this lady now who's
Your
training?
Grace Mondlane.
Who Grace does.
Girl.
Hey, that girl.
No, she's inspiring a lot of people, isn't she?
She has
Like
a-
we have your slay queens, we have your it's fine.
Hmm.
But then I feel like Grace Mondlane is the rest of us.
She is.
Do you know what I mean?
She
We
is.
relate to her because we're seeing it. She's just a normal girl.
Normal girl. Normal girl.
As ngwana wa strata.
Not at all.
As ha re
Ke
sheba- ha re
ngwana
shebile le re bona bo-
kokasi, you know, who's trying
She's
this
just
life
a
thing.
normal girl living
Nje.
a normal life.
normal
and
life.
It's amazing.
It's
It's
good
attractive
to see,
look.
and
she's traveling
she's
now.
traveling. She's getting brands.
She's big.
And you know, with this whole social media TikTok frenzy, you get even actors who are embracing it, like Uzola Nombona.
Yes.
She was like,
Yes.
let me
Yeah,
just get
bo.
on the train and let's move.
Because you're going to regret it soon
You-
because
you
it
are.
is taking space.
It
It
is.
is definitely taking
It
space.
is. So let's find a way to integrate it into
Yeah.
the industry.
So I guess now I want to ask maybe like Shuruna in this industry, you need to start looking at it as a business.
Definitely.
No longer just talent. Your talent is not enough.
It's not enough. As a person, if you're in the industry, you are a brand. You are a brand, you need to sell yourself.
So not your gift alone, your face.
Your face,
body,
wena,
appearance.
ubuwena. You need to
Yes.
sell yourself.
Yes.
That's why these social media platforms they kind of make it a little bit simpler for us. You know, to be able to show who I am to the
Yes.
people, and people love that.
People love it
They
too.
relate to it.
People
You get
love it.
people who shoot content. Uhlala mjondolo.
Yeah, bo.
And we love that content because we can relate.
By the time you see them grow,
Dude,
it's a happiness for all of us.
Bro.
Kaofela ra celebrate it because I'm
We are
thinking,
like,
I know this guy. I go,
dude.
"Nashuta mola mikhukhu."
Mukhukhu,
Now they're starting to
ayenze-
build
awenze ukukhokhe
houses.
abe muhle, ageze
Yes,
ndishini, because a lot of people are like, it's their life, it's their day to day.
Yeah, bo.
And so I
Yeah,
love
bo.
to see it, and the fact that people embrace it. They're not, majority of the people embrace it. They don't like, oh, why lawyers or shooter.
No.
No,
We
no,
want
no.
it exactly like
We
that.
know that
It's
life.
real.
It's South African. It's the day to day. We see people, muntashu to gibeli taxi.
Yes.
That's the life.
And the Gen Z by Twitter,
And by
they're running with it.
Running
So
with
I
it.
think maybe the millennials are the ones who are struggling because we're like, okay, now not only do I need to get used to my phone, I now need to utilize it to make money.
It is difficult because we were exposed to both sides of the lifestyle.
Yes.
But now Gen Z,
That's
it was
the only
digital.
lifestyle. Yes.
It was a PlayStation. It was, hey, mom, I want my tablet. Mom, I want this. Now we used to play in the streets.
Yeah.
So,
Re itse go phela ka
you
ntle le
know,
phone.
so now it's a bit difficult. So that's why I am lenient to us. We're getting there. We're trying because we're not used to this. We are,
But we must learn, man.
we are learning.
We must learn.
It's a work in progress type of
Yeah.
situation. But I love,
And
man.
there's a lot of institutions, and I know one right here at the mall whereby they like make workshops every now and then to
For social
teach
media.
people about digital.
Oh, that's so good.
and it's for free.
That's good.
Literally for free. You just
Because
come.
that's where we're
Yes,
going.
Yes, and they teach you about these things. So I'm like, millennials, these are stuff you need to know.
Definitely.
Because we have to get to a point whereby we are comfortable
We
behind
are,
the
we
camera.
are, because
We are in front of that camera and we're making
there's
money.
money to be made.
Mm.
There's this girl we went to a same institution with. She's unemployed, but she's working online.
Yeah.
She's working with brands.
Yes.
And she's authentic. She's
yes.
usemakhaya. She's telling us, guys, I'm unemployed.
Mm.
This is how I earn my money. And I think it's good, man. These platforms are good and bad.
Yes.
So we need to be able, especially TikTok.
Yeah.
When TikTok came, it was such a
fun place.
fun. We're doing
We just make funny
challenges.
videos.
It was just
dances.
you
yeah,
know.
Yeah. And I remember even in varsity because one of my friends, Zintle was the first person to know TikTok.
To be like in
Yes,
TikTok.
and she would make those, those Maubuango things.
Yes.
Ad-libbing.
Oh, ad-libs,
So
yes.
we'd ad-lib like a voice or something.
uh-huh.
So that's how I knew. And I was
Yo,
like, okay, this is fun.
it's
but it's
fun.
very
It's very childlike. I also thought it was kiddie. Like,
Yeah.
why am I on social media and I'm doing a challenge? Why are we doing no Angi collab?
But now you look at it and it's like, what?
It's a money-making business, which now I feel like also has turned into X a little bit. Because in as much as we can talk about the good, there's a lot of bad that comes with it. And it's sad to see which as people, we are so unhappy. Because as an unhappy person, you want the next person to be unhappy. And it was sad to see, especially with TikTok. I forgot this girl's name, man, but she was just a fun girl, young girl, showing, dancing, doing all sorts of things on TikTok, and people were bullying her. Like
body shaming.
Body shaming. I'm like, this girl is finding her voice. She's so young. She's being okay with who she is. She's embracing ubuyena. And now all of a sudden you have these external people saying their 2 cents. Abangazi ukuthi nihlangana. Why can't we just let people be, man?
Yeah.
So that's a thing that kind of hurts me with social media, which because you're exposing yourself so much, it also
you
comes
have to be ready
with the bad,
you
with the negative.
Yeah. But I think I think when we're growing up, and I know this because of my dad. My dad bophelo bobima.
Yeah.
You don't have time to be mushy, marshmallow, and you see me naked, and I had to know the fact that you can't be so soft.
True.
Life is very brutal.
It is.
But now it has come to social media. So now we are seeing it more social media.
And now it's because bullying has always been there.
It has always been there.
And it's something that
in workplaces,
it's
the
there.
nurse or the teacher, when you get to like a call center, do you know the treatment that they give you?
Dude.
But
now that one, it was you were able to manage it because it's just this one person. Now with social media, because everything is amplified, you get someone you don't even know having a 2
and say
cents.
the worst thing
about you. And we're human beings. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
When someone you don't know from a piece of bar soap, I thought you just like the way when
Yes.
So
and it's and now you start believing those
That's
things.
why I think a lot of people just hide their comments and like I think that's the way to go.
I think, or maybe just
brush it off.
Not brush it off, but if you're going to go on social media and put your life out there, just expect it. I think it goes even for someone who starts a business. When you're starting a business, you've got a lot of competition.
Sure.
A lot of competition around you, and then you got a lot of criticizers. They're gonna come in. Maybe your store doesn't look the part. You're not selling the aesthetics. Actually, you're too expensive.
Yes.
No, you're too cheap.
Oh, that is
Your
so
brand,
good.
you know those things.
I hear you.
Those critiques
We must
as a
be
businessman, but it depends because you need to have a mindset
True.
that is very strong,
Yeah.
very strong-willed, so that you know how to
Exactly.
even with hair. You know how girls that sell hair.
Ooh.
The things that they go through. And sometimes it's the manufacturer. You're a scammer. I bought hair at this time. It's hard.
It's hard. Even with us as artists, we are criticism on a daily basis. So you need to be okay.
No,
You need now. Obviously, sometimes it's not easy, but you need to be okay with it. It will come, and you need to accept that it's there. Like in my industry, I'm writing scripts. People read it, and they be like, "Okay, I didn't like how you did it that way." So I need to be okay, and you know what? As a person, I'm not perfect.
Yes.
And
you must be mature enough to know how to differentiate those critics as they come.
Yes.
Some of them it's coming, it's not really true. So
you brush it
Some
off.
it comes and you're like, okay, this is
I can
valuable.
work on it. I can work on this. I think you are right in terms of the maturing part.
Yes.
Because I think that's why a lot of these kids they're too young to be open to such a
and
world.
because they don't know the training, they didn't get the right training behind.
They're not there yet.